What's going on, peeps? And today, we are going to explore the fascinating world of popular rapper Playboi Carti. I originally found out about him from his hit song, Magnolia, where he was a huge part of the Soundcloud rap scene of 2017. He has since evolved from being a mumble rapper to having one of the biggest cult-like fan bases in rap music. He's become infamous for his lack of dropping new music and constant teasing he'll do so. Despite not having a large catalog, the man can still fill up venues with the craziest live show experience you'll witness. So how did Playboi Carti get to this point in his career where he has so much power over his audience? Does he really worship the devil? Why doesn't he release music often? All of these questions and more will be answered in this video, The Appeal of Playboi Carti.
Walk up with my toolie, what they do? Meet me in the alley with the truth.
Jordan Terrell Carter was born on September 13th, 1996 in Atlanta, but grew up in Riverdale, Georgia. He was known to be a child who would get in a lot of trouble, even rebelling against his own mother. My ma couldn't tell me shit. Nobody could tell me shit. This mindset of his directed him away from any sort of education after attending North Springs Carter High School. He had thought about playing basketball for the NBA, but a disagreement with his coach led him to try out music instead, under the name Sir Cartier. He'd upload his music to Soundcloud with very little success. His stage name would later be changed to Playboi Carti in 2013. Both names were inspired by the attraction of living a rich and famous life. He'd skip classes to make music and work at H&M for some cash, barely graduating high school in the process in 2014. He would meet producer Ethereal and join Awful Records. Ethereal is a part of how Carti found his sound, encouraging him to do music full time and move to New York City. They worked together on Beef, which was his first big song. During this time, he was living inside of a drug dealer's house, which was often visited by the ASAP mob. He had an interaction with ASAP Bari that introduced him to ASAP Rocky. The two would head out to Texas. He states that his influences are ASAP Rocky, Kanye West, Jay-Z, MF Doom, Slayer, Sex Pistols, and Kiss. Lil Wayne also inspired him to freestyle all of his raps. His SoundCloud started taking off thanks to singles Fetty, Broke Boy, Young Zan Ho, and Talk in 2015. After doing various collaborations with Atlanta's underground rap scene, he did the Left Right tour with Lil Uzi Vert and the Turnt and Burnt tour with ASAP Ferg in 2016. His rising public image led him to sign with his first major label, Interscope Records. He continued to collaborate with the ASAP mob, eventually signing to their agency, AWGE. On April 14th, 2017, Carti dropped his first self-titled mixtape. It immediately picked up buzz from numerous musician publications and hip-hop fans. It debuted at number 12 on the Billboard 200 with 28,000 in its first week. It had hit singles like Woke Up Like This with Lil Uzi Vert and Magnolia. The latter became his first top 40 hit thanks to Pierre Bourne's sample tag becoming an internet meme.
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here?
600 million on Spotify, 184 million on YouTube, and 114 million on SoundCloud. The momentum of this smash record continued with a tour of Gucci Mane, featuring on an ASAP Mob and Lana Del Rey song, and being a part of the 2017 XXL freshman class. However, his freestyle was panned by the hip-hop world, who dismissed him as a mumble rapper. This term means there's a mumbled or unclear vocal delivery from Carti, who also doesn't put emphasis on meaningful lyricism. Instead, it's nonsense. Towards the end of 2017, Carti announced that he was in album mode. Pierre Bourne announced the album had been finalized in March of 2018. Carti would finally announce Die Lit a day before release on May 10th. It received positive reviews from critics, but hip-hop fans were torn on it due to the massive hate wave for mumble rap at the time. Everything turned around when the Needle Drop gave Die Lit a 7 out of 10. People would return to the record and end up loving it for its simplicity and overall fun nature combined with groovy production from Pierre Bourne. It debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200, selling 61,000 in the first week. It has since sold 2 million copies. By August, Carti teased his second studio album, Whole Lotta Red. This is where it starts getting inconsistent. Throughout the next 2 years, Carti would work on this album, but would suffer numerous delays due to the songs continuously being leaked to the public by hackers and diehard fans. One of the most famous leaks was Pissy Pamper with Young Nudie, which went viral on TikTok in 2019. He did feature on Tyler the Creator's Earthquake and Mustard's Baguettes in the Face. He was now becoming more recognized as a respected artist in hip-hop. He established his Opium record label in 2019, later signing artists like Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely. After nearly 2 years without music, Carti put out At Meh on April 16th, 2020, teasing his next album. He surprised the rap world after he was featured on Drake's Pain 1993, a part of his Dark Lane demo tapes record. This would become his first top 10 single. There in November 2020, Carti announced he had finished Whole Lotta Red and it was now being turned into his label. The following month, hip-hop commentator DJ Academics announced that Whole Lotta Red was scheduled for Christmas Day. Carti finally released the 24-track long Whole Lotta Red. It debuted at number 1, selling 100,000 units and becoming his first chart topper. The executively produced Kanye West record received negative reviews from fans on release, with words like trash trending on Twitter, stating that Carti had ruined their Christmas. But just like Die Lit, the record magically grew on people over time as his deep cuts went viral on TikTok. Carti would go on his King Vamp Narcissist tour and drop notable features on Miss the Rage by Trippie Redd and Off the Grid by Kanye West throughout 2021. Narcissist is said to be the name of his third album, but nothing has really been confirmed because that's how he is. He made a brief return to Twitter on Christmas 2022, stating he loves all of his supporters and it's time. We all know this isn't true. Instead, he would continue to drop by Rolling Loud and tease his fans. His last musical release was recent, a collaboration with The Weeknd and Madonna on Popular for the Idol soundtrack. His third release is said to be coming out this year, or maybe not. Now that you've been caught up, let's get into why people like him. The first thing you'll notice about Playboi Carti's music is that it's pretty simplistic. There's nothing overly deep or meaningful about what he presents in his material. While some may take this as a bad thing, there is something special about making nonsense music built for a certain atmosphere. Times where you just want to turn up and have fun while blasting R.I.P., Shoota, or Stop Breathing. What Carti is spitting doesn't need to be analyzed under a microscope. In comparison to lyrical hip-hop artists, you either understand what he's saying immediately, like, I just hit a lick with a mask, NF Doom, or just nod along to the BS he's stating, like, running shit back like a frisbee, bitch. Even if the content he is talking about is absolutely terrible to say, like, got me mad as shit, so I slapped the bitch. He says it in a specific way that turns it into a quotable instead of something people would even question. People just adore how ridiculous his one-liners are as they work for this fun, party music he's trying to emulate. He doesn't seem to be taking it that seriously. He's just saying whatever comes to his mind, like Lil Wayne. Simplicity is the reason Fantano found so much appeal in Die Lit. It's just so infectious, catchy, and does the style of minimalism perfectly. There's so much going on, but there's also not. The distinctive ad-libs, fun vocal cadences, and flows from Carti along with hype, atmospheric production that makes for a good time. Just ignore the lyrics. That's all I ask for you. Unlike a lot of artists in the mainstream, Carti's got a unique and distinctive voice. As soon as you hear that familiar baby voice of his packed with ad-libs, you instantly know it is Carti. It makes him stand out from the pack. He's been playing around with it for years. Songs like Flatbed Freestyle, No Time, and most of Whole Lotta Red are where this style is used. To explain his baby voice, it's pretty much Carti rapping at high pitches along with obscure pronunciations and distraught cadences. It's a style that not a lot of artists can pull off effectively, but Carti certainly can. I think it matches perfectly with the simplistic characteristics of the music, as you're not gonna listen to the lyrics anyway, so why not make your voice sound weird and off-kilter to add to the fun? He's more focused on selling this character than his actual rapping ability. If you were already calling him a mumble rapper back in 2017, I'm sure you won't enjoy this either. But for some reason, people love the originality of it and tend to make memes about it that go viral. Another reason people have massive respect for Carti is that he is undoubtedly one of the most influential people in hip-hop at the moment. He laid the groundwork for literally everyone in Opium, like Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely, non-Opium artists like SSG Kobe, Koshi, Sofuego, Yeet, Baby Santana, and Coi Leray. But it's not just artists that are less famous than Carti. We've seen Post Malone, Kanye West, Trippie Redd, and Lil Yachty take inspiration from Carti's formula. Instead of bowing to industry trends, it seems like Carti makes them instead. Going to a Playboi Carti live show is an experience, from what I've heard, especially if you're in the middle of a mosh pit. There's this energetic, chaotic atmosphere that echoes throughout the arena. He puts on a show with the type of crowd engagement a musician could dream of. Everything we've talked about, from the simplistic lyrics filled with quotables being screamed loudly, along with a vibrating bass coming from the speakers, to the gothic, sinister imagery displayed on the screen and stage. It's not just a performance, it's a whole house of horrors with this smoky stage design with a mask on his face. He truly lives out the Playboi Carti character in person, where you might be surprised by the amount of screaming he'll do. I say he's next up with Travis Scott when it comes to getting a crowd hype. I've heard a lot of rap concerts are pretty boring, where the artist shows up an hour late to their set before stumbling around the stage and clearly having no care in the world. But even if he is late, he still brings the energy. You're going to have a fun time whether you like the music or not. You might suffer an injury or two, but you won't ever forget a Playboi Carti concert.
Rest up me! Rest up me!
Carter began browsing secondhand stores at a young age and quickly acquired a distinctive sense of style. He admitted to Vogue that he received taunts for embracing new trends early, such as colorful skinny pants. This thrift shop look of his would soon become a primary fashion style, similar to rock stars. Speaking of rock stars, Carti seems to see himself as one, a vampire riding a dirt bike. Whether it's his lyrical focus on sex, violence, and drugs, his long hair and dreads, or his fangs that represent the rockstar standard grills, his studio music doesn't include a lot of guitars, but his live sets certainly do, which only helps embrace this rockstar image. He seems to be about that life with his several issues with law enforcement, including punching a driver in 2018, expired tags, guns, drugs, and improperly passing an emergency vehicle charge in 2020. The satanic imagery is also fitting. Despite being a part of the rap genre, Carti shows love to the lifestyle, and he might as well be considered a rock star in this generation.
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here?
Apart from Carti himself, the man's production has been praised by many, including his biggest critics. His best known producer is Pierre Bourne, known for his work on Magnolia. He's also been assisted by Molly Raw, Wheezy, and Filthy. They all take part in forming this contemporary trap sound for Carti's music. The man knows how to pick great beats that match his style, from the chill, relaxed location instrumental that'll make you feel like you entered heaven, to the anthetic party banger shooter that Fantano has perfectly described as Trap Christmas when the beat drops, to the aggressive, ignorant sounding Stop Breathing that makes you want to jump out of your house. While it may be fair for someone to claim that the production carries Carti, as it is always on point, I think the way that Carti blends in with the beat and turns it into the song you remember today plays a factor. If it was just a beat, sure, it'd be a heavenly interlude. But Carti adds enough personality and attitude to really seal the deal. It'd sound weird if someone else was performing the song instead of him. He's just unique in the way he executes it. Imagine Magnolia without those iconic what ad-libs, or a New Tank where he reminds the listeners that that he got himself some thoughts. They thought he was gay. The song just wouldn't feel complete without Carti and his goofy one-liners and ad-libs.
Wake up, filthy.
Carti to me is an acquired taste, like black coffee. The first couple times it's like, this shit's so bitter. Do people really enjoy drinking it? Then you hear certain songs and they're kinda punchy and fun, and the more you listen, the more you can enjoy it. They pump you up. I listen to Carti in the gym a lot. It gets you hype, but not in an angry way. It's good sex music. This guy does not have sex. There's something so raw and visceral about it. He's basically a new metal artist in the way that his music makes you want to beat people up in the best way possible. His shit is extremely unique and grows on you the more you listen to it. There's a reason everyone tries to copy his style. He brings an excellent vibe, and his beat choices are excellent. Not gonna lie, the producers like Pierre helped his career a lot, but he is really good too. Playboi Carti's energy and charisma alone makes him a legend. He has 3 albums, and all of them are skipless bangers with diversity in the track list. It would be easy to write him off as too simple or too boring if you heard one song. But when you listen to more songs from him, you realize how versatile and talented he is. And even though his lyrics are dumbed down, his lyricism makes sense and is almost never complete nonsense. If only Carti would drop more and be more active in his fan base and made his label more diverse and higher quality, he would easily be a top 10 hip hop act ever. But as it stands right now, Carti remains a trap legend regardless. Carti understands the vibe of the instrumentals he is on at a level that many other artists struggle to get. I don't know if it's just all the pints of lead, but he understands how to make a song just feel good. He also has a pretty strong voice for rage and trap in general. Unfortunately, it's pretty easy to understand why someone wouldn't be the biggest fan of Playboi Carti. Starting with the music, he's technically not a good lyricist. He's got some clever one-liners, but he is mostly just spitting nonsense. Don't go into Die Lit expecting life-changing lyricism. Some may also find his baby voice or cadence annoying and hard to listen to, and in general, he mumbles a lot of his words, which many call Carti-nese, but it doesn't excuse him from criticism. Many claim that Carti is carried by his production, who see it as the only listenable part of his material. But it doesn't give Carti fans the right to attack someone for an opinion. I can see people not liking Carti due to how obsessive his fans can be online. Heck, Carti himself doesn't seem to like his fans either. Maybe it's just because of the leaks, given how many times this man is teased and lied to their face, but he gets away with it for some reason. The satanic imagery might also give Christians the wrong idea for obvious reasons. As a Christian, I wouldn't call Carti a devil worshiper, but I get why people would be uneasy. But as a person, oh boy. First of all, the man allegedly snaked his OG friends like Uno the Activist and Thousand Bon Fani just to get further in the industry. He also has a bad history of women, allegedly shooting a gun at model Ruby Rose during 2018 for hiding his phones before a flight, and later cheating on her with Black China. He also missed the birth of his own son in 2020 to play PlayStation with Lil Uzi Vert and refused to sign the birth certificate. The mother, Iggy Azalea, also claims he cheated on her at his album party, probably with Black China, let's be honest. He was then arrested in late 2022 for possibly choking his pregnant girlfriend of 14 months. So yeah, Playboi Carti is one of those cases where he's a pretty bad person, still caught up in that gang life, but he makes some pretty hard music. Thank you for watching this video. If you're a longtime fan or a skeptic of Playboi Carti, I hope you understand why people enjoy his music so much. It's just mindless fun to turn your brain off to. The simplistic lyrical content and distinctive voice of Carti makes him stand out in the rap landscape, accompanied by some production that will either have you floating or moshing. His live shows light up every city where he brings that rockstar edge. The dude definitely hates his fans though. I'll see y'all next time for the next episode of The Appeal. Peace.